What's up, y'all? It's your girl Slim Goodie the Great, and you just jumped off the porch with Dirty Glove Bastards. Period.
Yeah, you know it. Goodie. Hitting in the jungle, the best rock you ever find. I'm a diamond in the...
All right, y'all. So we have the beautiful Slim Goodie the Great off the porch with us today. First and foremost, who you got sitting right next to you?
I got Sly Money. It's my main producer. Also my fiance, my man.
Yes.
We here from Detroit. What?
Now, I love talking about Detroit because y'all got so much culture and the music scene is going crazy right now.
Definitely.
So going back to your roots, what was life like for you in Detroit?
Life for me in Detroit was fun. I mean, from being a kid, well, it's very different nowadays, but from being a kid back in the day, just being outside with your friends, riding bikes, walking to school, and having a regular kid life. Nowadays, kids, they don't really have kids life. They so into tablets and phones and virtual and games, and they barely go outside and run and play and just have fun all day, especially in the summertime, because in Detroit we get 4 seasons, so we cherish our summers. We absolutely love the summertime, so that's the best time of year to me in Detroit.
And what part of Detroit are you from?
I'm from the east side.
What's that culture like on the east side?
Man, the east side is the best side, of course, but I mean, it's definitely deeply rooted. The east side is just real ratchet, real hood, but it's a beautiful place too. You will see a lot of good stuff going on around the community as well. It do be a lot of fuck shit that outshine the good stuff, but I love my city. I just love Detroit in general.
Now, what age would you say you officially jumped off the porch?
I would have to say I jumped off the porch just rapping in general around the age of like 15, 16, fresh out of like junior high, middle school, going to high school. I went to Clendale, which is a school in the suburbs out there. And I did TV production class and hair class. I was like one of the only girls in the class. It was all boys in there rapping all day. That's all they did was make beats and build studios. But I was into it. I always loved music since a little girl. So yeah, I would say 15, 16.
Now, being that you came from, a rougher side of Detroit, how are you really able to stay afloat and not get sucked into everything around you?
Well, the thing about me, one, I'm a girl, so my parents, they didn't play that. I grew up in a married household until like the age of 12, then they got divorced. So my mama and daddy, they didn't really play that. I wasn't allowed to do a lot of stuff, go a lot of places. We did have our freedoms, we had fun, but it wasn't no going a lot of places to parties and spending the night out, and unless it was family and stuff like that. So it was pretty much easy for me to maneuver. I just kept my head on straight, and I knew what I wanted to do, so I just had to execute it.
I love that.
Yeah.
Now, you did attend college.
Yes.
Tell us all about that.
Okay, so I went to 3 colleges. I went to Specs Howard, which is a media broadcasting school, and where I learned how to do radio and commercials and the news and stuff like that, and TV production, taking pictures, shooting commercials. And then I went to Macomb County, that's like on 23 mile, 24 mile in the suburbs. And I went to WC3 too, which is like the community college. So, I mean, I feel like I got a good experience. I got like the best of. I went to a real actual college, and then I went to a community college, and then I went to like a media broadcast school too, which I was going there for music, but it really didn't teach me none of that. It really taught me more stuff about the technical side, like what y'all doing. I know how to do all this same stuff too, so it was good. I really liked the experience.
And just like you went to 3 different colleges, girl, that's a lot. So
Yeah.
how were you able to really stay motivated?
I mean, I like school. I guess you could call me a nerd. I used to read the thesaurus, the dictionary, and I really like school. I mean, it was fun to me. It was learning. I mean, I like learning new things, so it was fun to me. It wasn't nothing like, oh my God, I gotta go to school. It was like, that's what you do. You grow up, you go to school or get a job. So I was doing both at the same time.
And we do know that at one point in time, you was working 3 to 4 jobs.
Man.
We want to talk all about that. For the people who had to do that as well, what were the challenges that you had to face?
Okay, I would have to say my very first job was Myers, pushing carts, pushing buggies. I was like 15, 16 years old, and you know, the Myers are huge. Them lots is big. You gotta go walk all around to get them big old carts in the wintertime and push them all together. That joke was hard. And then after that, I worked at like Panera Bread, so like fast food type stuff. It was all right. Dealing with people attitudes, it was kind of hard. And then I worked at a hotel. I used to be a receptionist at the front desk. That was one of my favorite jobs because I was sitting down just checking people in all day, and I made pretty good money. And then I used to waitress at the strip club. I used to door knock and sell ADT alarm systems, like go door to door.
Girl, you was
home.
hustling.
You hear me? Like, had to get it out the mud. Like, my parents, we wasn't silver spoon, but they made sure I had what I needed. But once I got a certain age, it was like, okay, you gotta do it on your own. And I like nice stuff, shit. I like to dress fly. I like to get my hair did, my nails did. I like to go places. So I always knew I needed my own money. I had to, take care of myself. Wasn't nobody else gonna do it.
I guess I would ask you, I would say, like, what was like your breaking point to where you were like, I can't do this no more? Like, it's.
My breaking point became around the age 23, 24. I was really enjoying it, but due to my health, it was like, damn, I ended up having to get a hip replacement when I turned 24, and then I got my shoulder replaced 6 months after that. So in the span of 1 year, it seemed like my life had just changed. I was going from working 2, 3, 4 jobs, going to school, hustling, doing music, doing whatever I had to do, and then life just sat me down after that, after I got my surgeries, and then a little bit after that, I had my daughter. So it was like I became a mom, and life just, that thing called life, it just hit you. Like, it just slowed me down to the point, it was like, I just gotta focus, regroup, and go at it again. That's all you could do.
And then even touching back on waitressing at the strip club, we see the lifestyle is real fast.
Yeah.
Did you ever almost get sucked into that?
I still say today, like, I should go back and work at the club, because shit, the money is good. I'm not gonna lie. It's like, it was good, fast money, like you said. The life is fast, but at the end of the day, that shit do take a toll on you. I've never danced, so I don't know what that side is like. I always just was a waitress, but it's kind of one and the same, because you dress half naked too, niggas touching you, all of your face irritating, some tip, some don't, asking for extra shit. So it's like, it's something that I feel like you experience in your life, maybe in your 20s, and then you move on from it. I mean, kudos to the ladies that's still out there in their 30s, 40s, and 50s, still dancing and working in the club. Kudos to you. It's always a good, business job space and a, opportunity to get some money. So I never knock it.
Right. And as I talk to you, you are like, your spirit's like coming onto me, but you're like a really strong woman. And as I was reading your bio and just a little information on you, I did see that you were also a rape survivor. So not to get into too much details, but how are you really able to push through that?
I mean, it's life. Like I said, I was born with sickle cell. I grew up kind of sickly and sheltered, but then again, I always been me. I always wanted to do my own thing. So it was just going through that from a young age, and then becoming a woman. It do take a toll on your life, your mental health, your relationship. I ain't gonna lie, me and his relationship suffer a lot of stuff because I'm traumatized from the things I've been through. But I can't help but to put that in my music, in my life, in my story, to share with somebody to hopefully help, because I need help too, honestly, because that shit is hard to deal with. You just got to keep going, keep pushing.
And when it comes to the trauma of dealing with something like that, what would you say were like some symptoms that you would realize that you knew, like, okay, I'm still traumatized from this incident?
Certain things he do would trigger me. I would say he remind me of my dad, which was the person who did that to me. So it was like, damn, like any guy I come across it, because they say girls like men like they father. So it's like, yeah, I'm attracted to you on one end, but on a deeper level, it's like, damn, certain shit you do and you not, privy to it. You may not know, and you're not doing it purposely to hurt me, but it may trigger me and put me in a mind state of like, damn, just leave me alone. And that's not right, because communication is key. Like, you gotta be candid with your partner and be able to speak about shit and get it off your chest, because if you don't get it out, you just gonna hold it in and shit just gonna keep getting worse.
And as you're healing from it gradually, what advice would you give to other women who have dealt with the same thing?
I would say talk to somebody about it. Seek professional help. If you can't get professional help, talk to a friend, mother, loved one, anyone who really in your corner, because at the end of the day, it's not doing nothing but hurting you, the person that's going through that. So the people on the outside looking in, they may not know how to deal with that or how that feels. So you gotta get it out. That's the only way. Our bodies release every day, some type of release, emotional, physical, sexual, whatever. You have to release it. You just gotta let it go.
Oh, I love that so much. And we mentioned earlier that, you were sick, and I know that you are living with sickle cell. So what does living with sickle cell look like for you?
For me, I mean, honestly, a lot of people, they be like, wow, you don't look sick, or you don't seem sick or act sick, and I'd be dumbfounded sometimes, like, what do that mean? But on a personal level, it don't really affect me, like my friends and family, everybody knows, so that's all cool. But dealing with these doctors and these medical institutions, that junk is hard, because especially now during COVID, it was times I was sick, he couldn't even come. I couldn't be around him or my daughter.
Wow.
So you in there going through that, they being mean to you, talking to you crazy, don't want to write the prescriptions, treating you a certain type of way because of the color of your skin. So it just be crazy to deal with on that aspect, which is another mental, health issue that, I be trying to just woosah sometimes.
So since you have been through so much and of course persevered through all of that, what would you say is one of the biggest lessons learned with all of those things?
The biggest lesson that I've learned is to basically just live your life the best of your ability for yourself and for your loved ones, and try not to beat up on yourself, because the day and age we live in with social media and people compare their life and dang, I think I should be doing this, or I should be this far, or I should be that far, when really nothing is never handed to you, so you honestly gotta work for it.
Right.
So I would have to say, definitely just live your life to the best of your ability.
Now we gotta talk about this music, girl, because
Yes.
you nice, you real nice. So how did pursuing your music career come about for you?
Like I said, going to high school and college and stuff, I was rapping in the bass with my best friend. I was in a duo. Me and her name is Jazzy Bells. We used to be in the duo. Me and her used to rap back in the day all the time. We still got a lot of songs on YouTube and Facebook and Instagram and all that stuff. But since I was 15, 16 years old, I've been rapping. I mean, I've been loving. I was in a choir when I was a little kid too. So I've been around music my whole life. But it's just my own personal music is a form of therapy. That's really where it came about, because it just was a way for me to express myself, get my emotions out, and I like how I sound, and a lot of other people like how I sound too. So I just got to keep going with it, keep striving, keep pushing.
And when did you decide to pursue it full time?
Full time? Honestly, I'm about to be 30 years old. I've been doing music full time at least since I was 20, 21. So I've been paying for my own videos, own studio time, hair, makeup, clothes, everything you think of, anything that comes with that. I've been doing it since I was about 20, 21, because it's something I love doing. So
Right.
It don't matter about the money gonna come eventually. Anything that belongs to me will come to me. So I've just been doing it because that's what I love to do. it make me feel good. So, and it help other people too.
I like that you said that, because I know some people, they'll, like, if you give them a price and be like, okay, it's going to cost this much for a music video, it's going to cost this much for studio time, they'd be like, man, that's expensive. I'm like, you got to invest into your career.
In yourself. Have to. You got to invest in your craft. You will never be good at it if you don't.
And who are some musical influences for you?
My favorite artists from R&B, I would have to say Aaliyah, Mary J. Blige. From hip hop, Lil Wayne, Drake, Nicki. I like some of the new people too. Shoot, I feel like if you do music and it sounds good, I'll listen to it. Everybody, I do feel like it's saturated a lot nowadays, because everybody, they wobble, little kids, big kids, grandmas be rapping. So, but I mean, I do it for the art of it. I like it. I hit it from all aspects. I like doing photo shoots. I model. I do music. He make beats. Shoot, I do photography too. Take pictures. I know how to take pictures of people too. So I like all aspects of it. It's fun to me.
And you got Goodie Lash.
Period.
So we need you to talk about that for the girls.
Hold on, right. Big Goodie Lash.
You got them on.
Yeah,
I know that's right.
I love my lashes, yes. Shop Goodie Lash. I did start my own brand back in 2019. I sell lashes, lip gloss, homemade lip glosses and body butters. And yeah, it's just my little, I always said I wanted to start my own business and like sell lashes and lip gloss, because that's what I loved in my main two things you gotta have, even if you don't have no makeup on. Lashes and lip gloss, you good to go. So yeah.
And where can we purchase your lashes?
You can shop www.goodielash.com, and I do have a Facebook store and Instagram page. You can also shop, which is under Goodie Lash. So yep, or you can hit me up on the DM, Instagram, anything. I got some on deck too in the trunk.
Oh, I need some. I really need to get some lashes. Okay, so with Goodie Lash in about, I would say, a year or two, where do you see it?
I would have to say getting bigger and better, add more stuff. I'm already looking at the wigs and the hair, trying to get some inventory in that. Clothes, I love fashion, clothes and accessories and stuff like that. I always wanted to be my own boss, so I was just trying to start something that I could be proud of, that I could leave for my daughter, you know.
And even touching back into your music, I do want to take it back to Detroit, because I want to know, in your perspective, how is the female rap scene in Detroit right now?
I feel like the female rap scene in Detroit is a little bit kind of non-existent, because it's only a couple of Cash Doll, Rocky Bad, Molly Brazy. That's really about, that's like, you know, that you can notarize and mention off the top of your head. It's a lot of us rapping. Like I said, I've been doing this shit 10+ years. I've been doing music a long time. So yeah, I mean, I feel like it's kind of hard for a female. I mean, the age, of course, she blue, but she off of her modeling bag, and she be in South Africa chilling somewhere. So I don't know, like, it's only a couple of us really. It's not no really mainstream female rappers other than Cash Doll and Molly and people like that.
And the overall music scene in Detroit, from the males to, where would you say that is right now?
Detroit popping right now though. Detroit, Flint, Beecher, shoot, it's a plenty. Like, I feel like we finally getting our recognition. I mean, we been had people always took from our style and came and fucked with the city and left and brung it here and brung it there. But I feel like it's our time right now. Like, we got a lot of Sada T Grizzly, YNJ and Rio, all of them. Like, they make the city look good right now, I ain't gonna lie. Look good out there.
And you mentioned earlier that the rap scene is a little oversaturated right now. So I want you to give a little details on why you feel that way.
Cause I feel like, I mean, I don't feel like there's nothing wrong with it, but it's just when I was doing music back in years ago, people used to be shocked, like, oh, you a girl, you a rapper? Like, you got that junk, you cold, you sweet, you should do it. And then it was like, for the longest, it's only been a couple of female rappers in general, besides what's going on in Detroit, in the world. You got the Nicki Minaj, the Kims, the Miss Mulatto, Sweetie, Megan, and these are all newer, like few years ago girls. But before that, it just seemed like it's harder for female rappers for some reason. I
We
don't
just
know.
had Nicki for real.
That's what I'm saying. Like it really for a long ass time. Like, and females in general, it's hard nowadays. It's looking good because of the Megans and the Mulattos and everybody like that. But finally, we can put our toe in there. Hopefully.
I love that. And getting into your music, talk to us about your single Out on a Limb.
Out on a Limb was wrote, I think I wrote that about a few months ago. When he made the beat for me, it just was, I was feeling it and it sounded so sweet. And when I recorded it, it was hard, so I had to shoot the video to it. And I feel like it's a good, starter song for me to be out there, get out there. But I get plenty songs on YouTube that people may not know about and on SoundCloud. But I'm gonna stay consistent. I'm gonna keep dropping some of the videos. I'm trying to shoot while I'm down here. So y'all gonna be seeing a lot of more Slim Goodie. I'm gonna keep going.
Period. Now, what would you say was the inspiration behind Out on a Limb?
The inspiration was like my surroundings, being from Detroit. Like when I say you going out on a limb, it's like you going outside in the forest, literally. Like in Detroit, it's hard. It's a blessing getting back home alive every day. It's always some crazy shit going on out there. So it's like you gotta go out on a limb. You gotta grind. You gotta eat. You gotta try to get it, because what else you gonna do?
And what can you tell us about your new project that you dropped?
Okay, the new project didn't drop yet. It's dropping.
Sorry, dropping, guys.
Yeah. You all right. G4, Good Girl Gone Great. I definitely feel like I need to just put out a project, because I've never put out one since I've been rapping. I just put out songs, singles on SoundCloud or YouTube, and I drop visuals to them as well. But I think it's gonna be dope, because it's been a collective of music from, like I said, from the time I got my hip replaced to having my daughter, to starting a business, becoming a mother, and all that good stuff wrapped in one. So I feel like it's a good collective of music that's gonna show you really who Slim Goodie is.
How would you describe the recording process for this one?
The recording process for me, is easy. I like to come to the studio prepared. I'm the type I like to get the beat and write to it in advance if I can. If not, I can still come up with something on the spot. It don't take me that long to write nothing down. So it was 9 times out of 10, I came prepared. I had it already wrote. I went in the booth, laid it down, got in my vibe. I had my weed and my water. That's about it.
That's all you need.
Period. My weed and my water, catch my little vibe, and spit that shit, and be magic.
Now, with this project, Good Girl Gone Great, what do you want your listeners to really grasp from it?
I want them to know that exactly what it is. I've always been a good girl, and there's nothing wrong with being great too. Everybody want to be great in what they do. You have to make sure you do everything you can do in all aspects of life to master that, be the greatest of your ability in life, period. So that's just what I want to do.
And I do like that you said good girl, that you consider yourself like a very good girl, because the good girls get the stigma like, oh, you're too good, you're too that. So with that being said, how did you not fall into the pressure of being like a bad girl?
I mean, I ain't gonna say I'm not a bad girl, because I feel like Slim Goodie, she feel like she that bitch. Like,
right.
I am a bad girl, but it's like I don't do bad things. I don't like bad vibes. I'm a good person. I'm a great person. I like to speak highly of people. So that's how I feel about it.
And I know you mentioned fiance is a producer. You're a producer.
Yes.
So how was it working together with that project?
It was good. I mean, he make beats for me all the time, and it just be like certain beats. He like to sample. His style is like sample. So he like different old school type stuff and put a hard beat to it, and it just be like, damn, and I come up with my rhymes. It's good to work with him, because I mean, shit, that's why we fell in love when we met. We had a lot in common. It was like, dang, you do music, I do music, you make beats, and it's fun. It's a good relationship.
Now, what type of vibes can we expect on this project?
We expect some new vibes. Like I do want to do like dove off into the TikTok shit, like how they be doing the dances. But in my own way though, like I feel like if I put it on TikTok, it'll blow, but not necessarily saying I made it to be a TikTok song. But yeah, I feel like it's gonna be vibes on there. It's gonna be deep stuff. It's gonna be hype stuff. It's gonna be all around fun stuff. So yeah.
And you mentioned earlier that, you know, you invest into yourself, into your videos, all of that. So talk about the grinds being an independent artist.
Shit, that shit hard. I mean, but I feel like it's worth it at the end because nowadays everybody pretty much is being independent because when you sign to a label, it's just like it seems like you always go through some BS. So it's like, why do that if you could do it by yourself at least long enough? If they offering a good enough number, then okay, I understand that. If that's the next move you need to take, then so be it. So it was just like, yeah.
It's tough.
It is. It's just tough.
Do you ever see yourself signing, or are you just going to continue the independent route?
I mean, I don't know. Like I said, if the label come with a good enough, if I feel like I'm doing it, I've been doing it this far. But the label do come with certain perks and managers and stylists and this and that and getting your music here and there, which I do want, but I'm not just gonna sign my life away for some shit I feel like I could do myself, honestly. Everybody got a following or some type of exposure on their Instagram or their Facebook, so be it.
All right, so we are in the fourth quarter right now. So being in the fourth quarter, what would you say is your goals for your music career?
I would say my goals are to definitely get my songs on the radio more worldwide. I would like to collab with different artists. I mean, before I had my daughter, I was going to different cities doing shows and little holes in the wall, but still, it was fun. It was getting my music out there, and I like performing. That's what you got to do. That's what it's about, so. Yeah.
And before we wrap up the interview, any last words or shout outs?
I just want to say thank you to Dirty Glove for having me. Detroit, Eastside, we in this thing. Shout out to the whole city. Shout out to all the girls that's doing their thing, following their dreams, chasing this bag, getting to the money. And yeah, I love you, boo. I love you, Nia. And period. Follow me on the gram, Slim Goodie, The Great, on all social media platforms.
Yeah, you know it. Goodie. Hitting in the jungle, the best rock you ever find. I'm a diamond in the rough. I will stand the test of time.